And so far, I don't think anybody's been hired.
Well, I can't speak to their hiring process.
Well, you were part of the system.
I
guess
was
what
part of the system in 2000, but I left in 2007, just to be clear.
Yeah, and there weren't any problems then.
No, I'm not saying there weren't any problems. That's why TSCA was amended in 2016.
No chemicals that are proved to be toxic or whatever were.
Thank you. I'd like to now yield to the chairman of the Ag Committee, and I will note, just to show the importance of this hearing, to my right are three chairs of different committees, and it shows the importance of this committee. Thank you for joining us. I yield to the senator from Arkansas.
Thank you very much, and this has been tough in the committee today. I got here and I couldn't get my seat back. I think you did that on purpose to shame me, and then Senator Wicker humiliated me for my plastic cup. Rightfully so. Thank you all for being here. This is important, and I guess the crux is, is delays, and are the delays that we've had in the past where we're not meeting any of the statutory guidelines. That's concerning. Mr. Huntsman, what does that do as far as the consumer? As we come out with new products and stuff that are put into other products to make things better, more efficient, however we use them, what does that have to do with the cost when you have excessive time? Well, sometimes years and years, to develop these products.
Yes, Senator, there is certainly a cost, but we're seeing more and more that we're abdicating our lead in chemistry to foreign players. The United States is not the only market, nor is it the majority of the market of consumerism around the world. And when new standards are set, oftentimes not nearly as stringent as what we have here in the United States, but as new standards are set and new products are going into the marketplace that don't meet the stringent qualities, controls, and environmental controls the United States imposes, I think that the rest of the world that should be following our lead oftentimes will suffer. And product capabilities, whether it's the plastic that's going into a drinking bottled water and so forth, they're not necessarily under U.S. standards. And so a lot of this is not just about U.S. delays, but it's also about U.S. innovation, U.S. standards, and global standards that at one time we pretty much dominated, and we're losing that.
Very much. Dr. Woodruff, you mentioned the jet fuel, but that was approved in the last administration. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So I just want to be clear that we've had these problems throughout the years. I know you've had a great career, a very interesting career, and I guess worked in a couple of administrations.
Yes, and I would say that corporate influence on how EPA makes decision has been somewhat of a theme across the administrations, as was noted in the Make America Healthy assessment, the first report, which noted that both there's a consistent revolving door between EPA and federal agencies and chemical industry and their front groups, as well as extensive lobbying. So unfortunately, we do need a solution to remove that type of corporate influence in decision-making in order to improve and result in the best available science and sound science that can protect the public's health as well as drive innovation.
Well, they're not doing too good of a job on the lobbying front if none of the products were approved on time.
Well, but EPA has been approving about a new chemical a week. Or are you talking about the existing chemicals program? I'm sorry.
My understanding is the statutory component wasn't met, hasn't been met.
Under the existing chemicals program? Yes, that has been delayed, and in part because there's a couple reasons. One is there's exceedingly high pushback from the chemical industry. Two, EPA doesn't have enough resources to staff that office. And three, I think that, and this is something that we have been on the record about, I think there's ways that they could upgrade to best available science and improve their efficiency at the same time, which we have also been making public comments about. These are all opportunities for Congress to weigh in and make sure that EPA is doing the best available science, which the National Academy of Science has actually provided a number of different reports to recommend how EPA could do that. That combination would really help them meet their statutory deadlines.
My understanding is that we did give them authority to hire new people, additional people in 2022, and so far I don't think anybody's been hired.
Well, I can't speak to their hiring process.
Well, you were part of the system.
I
guess what
was
I'm
part of
sa-
the system in 2000, but I left in 2007, just to be clear.
Yeah, and there weren't any problems then.
No, I'm not saying there weren't any problems. That's why TSCA was amended in 2016.
No chemicals that are proved to be toxic or whatever weren't approved during that time.
I guess,
I guess the point I'm making is this has been going on for a long time, and it is something that we need to work together to fix. It's not fair. There are bad actors, certainly. There's a lot of other stuff that is the vast majority is good actors trying to work through the system. And when there's delay after delay after delay, it does drive the cost, and it makes it very difficult.
right, it definitely drives the cost of people continuing to be exposed to toxic chemicals. I totally agree. We need faster action to protect people from exposures.
Well, both. And then two, if you've got a good a good product that's going to help the people of America, sometimes the world, then it needs to be done in a timely fashion.
Yes.
And right now, that's not happening.
And because sometimes the chemical industry still needs to submit more data or sign pieces of paper. So,
Thank you.
Multiple senators from both parties packed the committee room, showing how serious this issue has become. At the heart of the hearing, the Environmental Protection Agency's repeated failure to meet its legal deadlines for reviewing and approving chemicals. Industry leaders like Mr. Huntsman warned that these slowdowns are driving U.S. innovation overseas, to countries with weaker safety standards but faster approvals. "We're watching our leadership in chemistry slip away," he said. Dr. Woodruff from the EPA didn't deny the problem. She blamed three main issues: pressure from chemical companies, too few staff and resources, and the need to modernize outdated scientific methods. Lawmakers also raised concerns about corporate influence inside the EPA, with the same industry executives moving in and out of government roles. Despite new hiring powers since 2022, not a single new staff member has been brought in to fix the backlog.